Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. First, I will introduce myself. My name is Kristiani Putrainus. I was a college student of Esa Unggul University. Before I start my speech, let me ask you a question. Have you ever fed up with hoax or hate speech or the other abuses that spread in your social media? Well, I believe most of us do. And it means that the condition of social media use in Indonesia is not okay. I want to tell you why someone perpetuates social media abuse. There are various factors behind it, but most of it, what I think to be the most dangerous is when someone thinks that doing everything they want, including negativeness, is part of freedom that every social media user has. So they will think that everything they did is natural, but they are wrong because what they just did can harm other social media users. The issues of hoax, hate speech, and the other social media abuses were getting serious when the pandemic comes and hit our life. The pandemic has indeed created a crisis of public health, but doesn't stop there. The pandemic has also increasingly shaken the condition of our socio-cultural life. Why? Based on research that was held by Christina Sister, the head of Mental Health Medicine of RSCM, Medical School of University of Indonesia, during this COVID-19 pandemic, adult people's dependence on internet use has increased up to 5-fold. Before the pandemic, the number was at 3%. However, due to the pandemic, the number increased significantly to 14.47. More importantly, that dependence is dominated by social media use. So, we can see that the condition indicates that the spread of hoax, hate speech, and other social media abuses are currently increasingly happening. So, ladies and gentlemen, what is the solution to the problem we are talking about? The solution is actually not far from our life. That is digital literacy and young people. Actually, digital literacy has various meanings, but simply we could say that if people have good digital literacy, then they will see social media as home for many people. Consequently, they will act wisely and not harm other people. I believe the term of digital literacy should be very popular in our life. But do many of us implement that digital literacy into our life? I think no. The Ministry of Communication and Informatics of Indonesia, along with Cybercrisis and Katadata, say that the index of digital literacy of Indonesian society is in the middle category, or precisely at the number of 3.47 out of 5. The data shows us that there are many people still do not care about the importance of digital literacy and become a wise social media user. Ladies and gentlemen, previously I've said to you that digital literacy and young people are the solution to this problem. But so far, have you realized what the relevance between them? Yes, they are literally irrelevant. But when we are talk about them in terms of synergy, then they are going to be a remarkable solution. Since the Independence Day era, young people had been well known as nation mover, because it is young people who are able to create a search for our nation. So, there are several things that we should do as a young people in fighting hoax, hate speech, and the other social media abuses that happen in Indonesia. First, it is necessary to start thinking of this problem as a serious issue. Why? Because without us knowing, this problem seems increasingly eroding the unity of our nation. Second, spread digital literacy. If you are an influencer, use your platform to educate your audience about digital literacy, and you feel like nobody, stop looking down on yourself because you are still an important part in this fight. So, start to educate all of people around you about the importance of digital literacy in social media use. And the third one, last but not least, use all of your resources you have, because we are on our way to create digital literacy movement. Ladies and gentlemen, remember and believe this: we are young people, the biggest population in this nation. Our small steps are probably not meaningful yet, but if we move synergistically, surely a huge change would happen. In return, this can create a scratch of historical record of our nation.